The last movie you did with Stallone, I understand it was important to you to confront him over a certain scene. Take me into that moment and how the conversation went.
The film you're talking about is Creed 2, where I play Ivan Drago again, my character from Rocky IV, and there is a scene, which is a wonderful scene in the script, between Rocky and Drago, this scene over a table. And I loved this scene in the original script. It was really great because my character finally kind of opens up about what happened to him after Rocky IV. What has he done for these past 40 years? And Sly had rewritten the scene. He's a good writer. He started rewriting it, and I didn't agree with some of the writing. And the director is this young guy, Stephen Capel, nice guy, but obviously he didn't want to get in a fight between me and Sly. He got a little scared, so he stayed out of it. It was the first time I kind of stood up to Sly because he'd always been my boss and older brother, and I always, deferred to him. But in this case, I didn't. I stood by my guns, And finally, after about 2 hours of rehearsing and arguing, Sly finally says something like, "Hey, can we shoot this thing now?" And then it's like, I realized, okay, I got him my way pretty much. And I think it turned out to be a pretty good scene. But he was good about it. Afterwards, he came over and gave me a tap on the back. And it was a nice moment because it was the first time that we'd acted kind of as equals in the scene. Before, he was always my boss,
You said he never viewed you as an equal and that there were unresolved issues between the two of you. Like what?
He was married to Bridget Nielsen, who was a woman who played my wife in Rocky IV. She was unhappy with what was going on with him, so she kind of used me a little bit to make him jealous.
How so?
First day of shooting, I'm in makeup, and he just comes up and goes, we talked for a second. And he's director and producer and writer of this movie and my sparring partner. So, of course, I'm like all ears. He goes, stop hitting on Gita. And I'm like, excuse me? Stop hitting on Gita. And I'm like, Gita, that was her nickname, Bridget. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's one, I was going out with Grace at the time, and I was faithful too. So I think it started there a little bit. We had some good times, some bad times, kind of like family to some degree. He was very harsh on me in the scene in Expendables 1, where he kind of yelled at me in front of the whole crew and had me do about 20 takes on the scene. And it was like, my grandmother could do it better than that. What the what are you doing? Like basically in front of everybody. And there was press there that day too, international press. To a point where we took a lunch break, and I remember I was kind of in tears. I was really upset. And I called my wife at the time, and I basically just told her, if he says one more word, I'm going to knock him out. And this movie, I'm out of here. I'm just going to punch him out and leave. And I think when I walked on the set, people felt it wasn't such a good vibration. And then I had a tap on the back, and it was Sly, and he was like, I'm sorry about that. Let's just do another take, and let's just keep moving on. And we've had a few run-ins over the years, but what can I say? He's a crazy Italian, and I think he knows that I've always respected him and loved him, and I think that's why we're still friends.